Okay. So we can get a new name here. You guys like the sound? Lythia. Okay, cool. And we're going off the first one here. Okay, which one would you like?
Oh, variables. Variables, please.
Which
5 points.
5 points.
Oh, okay.
All right, so we got a program here. And so what would print out?
What would print out would be the month, date, and year.
So what would it look like?
It would look like 0, 1. Oh.
In fact, you can
It
come.
would look 0, 1 space 29 space 09. Or plus. It would be plus in between these things.
All right, so almost right. It actually prints all together. Because remember that this is the concatenation operator. So when they print, it just glues them all together and it prints it like this. Okay? It doesn't put spaces. It actually takes out any space or anything and just glues them together.
Why the pluses then? I mean, wouldn't it?
When it's a plus right here, it's no longer an addition symbol. It's called a concatenation operator. Concatenation operator is like putting glue in between the strings. Okay?
So in that sense, you wanted to put a space. Would you put the space after the number?
Yeah, so if you wanted to put a space, you could put a space in the string itself, or you can put a space like this. You put one little space in there, and then that would put a space in there as well.
That's why I was asking you why some of them are blank at one time. Why are they blank in there?
You know? So if they're blank, yeah, that's just the white space in there.
So that's what the...
So if you wanted to put a space in between them, and then if you put it like this, the concatenation operator with an empty space, it would put 0, 1 space 2, 9
What if you wanted the...
underscore?
Yeah.
Then you would just put an underscore here.
Wow.
So you would just put, you know, what you want to glue in between there.
And would it make it like wrong? And throw it off?
Mm-mm. As long as you put the concatenation operator in between each string. So a new concatenation operator has to go in between every string. Okay?
So the quotation, he actually asked a pretty good question. The quotation marks around those numbers is what kind of prevents them from getting added together?
Well, it just makes them as a string. It's a string object. It's not a number, even though they are numbers. Because they are declared type string and because they have quotes around them, this is the character 0 and the character 9 inside of the string. Okay? Okay, cool. And then Gabriel, what was your last name again? No. What is it? Bugarn. Okay. Because I didn't write down your point and I was like, wait. Okay, cool. So that's what it does. I got to make sure I write them down, otherwise we forget. All right, Anthony is... Where's Anthony? Okay, yes, Anthony. I know Anthony. Okay. Which one do you like? A blank is a set of instructions that tells the basic strategy for solving a problem. And actually this semester we haven't really gotten to this yet. We used to start off a lot. It starts with an A. It's 4 syllables. What do you think it is?
Algorithm?
It is an algorithm. So, actually, that's what computer science is. It's the study of algorithms. We need to start getting into our algorithm building. Okay, writing our algorithms. Here's a flow chart of an algorithm. Okay. Yeah, we need to start writing our algorithms out. Let's see, Samuel is... Where's Samuel? Not he. Oh, he is here. Make sure you raise your hand so that I know. All right. Which one do you want? 3? Okay. So we have some lines of Java code. And pretty much like, what does it output? A lot of your test questions will be like this. Give you some code. You just tell me what the output is. What do you think the output is? Huh? 2. Yes, it is. It's 2. Very good. And notice that it does drop the decimal place because it's int math.
You just double it would be...
Yes. If it was a double, then it would be, with the decimal. But remember int math? Okay. Good. I need 2 computers when I do this. I used to do it on my iPad, but let's see, that was 3 points. Okay, good. Christopher is... Oh, yeah, you're Chris. Which one do you want?
I'll take variables for one.
All right, how many values can a Boolean type have? Yes. Very good. And there he is, George Boole. Cool. So Christopher, and I'll keep things running. I'm writing down the point. Okay, Aaron is back there, right? Which one do you want?
I get Java Basics for 5.
Okay.
Savvy.
All right. Which one of these variable names would cause a compiler error in Java? Actually, that doesn't really seem like a 5-pointer, right? But okay. Hopefully, I linked to the right one.
And short.
Is that your final answer?
I don't know.
Okay, he said final answer.
Yeah.
And actually, I know why this one is a 5-pointer now. There's actually 2 of them. What's the other one? The long, yes. Long is a... Yeah, those are keywords.
Those are errors.
Yeah, it would cause a compiler error. So he wouldn't let you name variables like that. All right, is Lou here? Oh. Huh? Oh, it's just a random...
Oh, I thought it was like a little thing on top. I was like, what is it?
No, on the line.
No, the arrow's on the side by the blue.
On the line.
Still can't see it. Okay, I believe you.
All right, Lou, which one do you want? All right, this was actually, I think, a lab problem, right? It is in your book, too. So we have a question that looks like this. What's the output for the following program? So I remember going over this one. What do you think? Final answer? You're not sure? Do you guys remember this one? Anthony, what is it? No. Which one is it? Jason, what is it? Yes, it is BCBC. Remember, You know, you can visualize pictures or you can even draw them, like during the test. But this one's tricky because the variable names aren't named very well. Okay? So we have a variable called A. Remember, that's a cup. A variable called B. And a variable called C. And in the A cup is the value B. And in the B cup is the value C. And then we set C cup equal to what A has inside of it. So he has the value B. Okay? So it'll print out B, C, B, and then this is the value C. Remember, if they have apostrophes around them, it's a value. It's a character. Yes. Okay? This is a good test question because it comes up in your book. He has it in your book. And
So it print out B, C, B, C.
mm-hmm. With no spaces, actually, because there's no spaces in there. So that's good to know that, too. It concatenates them all together like that. Okay? And I'll be posting all these Jeopardy slides, okay? Yes. And the video. And the videos are getting made now pretty fast. I don't know if I post any for yours. They will be soon. I have a student helping me make the videos now. Or edit them. Okay, cool. Excellent. Okay, so we'll remove this one. And we have Lee Kai. Is Lee here? Lee's not here. Going once. Oh, you get once. And Douglas, I know, is here. Yes. All right. What do you want, Doug? 3 points. Good. How many bits is an integer? Think how many bits in a byte and how many bytes is an integer. And just take a guess if you don't remember. No. There's 8 bits in a byte. And you know an integer is more than 1 byte long. Yes, it is actually 32. It is actually 32. Because there's an integer is usually 4 bytes, and in Java it's 4 bytes, and there's 8 bits in a byte, so he ends up being 32. Okay. Cool. Paul is, oh, yes, you're Paul. See, I talked to you, I just, yeah, okay. Which one would you like? To this one? Okay. All right, in college algebra, we see an expression that looks like that one. Give the correct Java Boolean expression that does this, and you might have to actually write this one down. You can go to the board. You can write it on the board if you want. There is a pen up there. So remember, Java can only see 2 things at once. That's why we can't write stuff like that.
Can I help him a little bit?
Well, we'll see if he gets it. You want to?
I don't think I'm going to get this.
Okay. Let's. Yeah, you can go up and do it, I guess.
Here.
Yeah, so you do have to split it into 2 separate Boolean expressions.
Really? Oh, yeah. I guess it would be
15. Good, it would be the AND operator. Good, because it has to be in between those. So when you write something like this, it is the AND operation.
And for the and it has to be true.
Yeah, both sides have to be true. Yes, very good. Look at it. If you can see it, I don't know. But good job. Yes. So remember that's the limitation of a computer. That's one of its major limitations that lead to, you know, having to write all different kinds of algorithms to compare items and to sort items. It's because it can only see two things at once. You can only compare two things at once. And so you have to split it into two separate Boolean equations, and then you combine those Boolean equations with the AND operator. Oh wait, did I write mine wrong? I think I did. It should be less than 20, right? Yeah, so remember that slide needs to be corrected, or I'll correct it before. Actually, we'll correct it right now. It should be less than 20, right? Cool. Good job, Lucia. Excellent. And that goes for all, programming languages. That's just how our computers are made. JTRN is, where's, oh, you're JTRN, yes. Which one do you want? Wait, JTRN? JTRN is not here. Going once, going twice. Go to the next person. Notice the names do disappear, so our wheel gets a little bit more readable. One is right there. Okay, cool. 5 points? Okay. Alright, this is a 5-pointer. But remember, whenever you see code like this, you just start at the top and you read them. And there is an error in this code. This goes back to the time when we actually used to write this program.
Wait, are we supposed to call it error?
Yeah, there is an error in this code. What do you think the error is? And I'll give you a hint. It is a logic error. You give up? Maybe? It's okay. No. Do you know the error back there? Do you know what it is? Yes, actually. Now notice that it's not a syntax error. That would be a logic error. And maybe a runtime error. If they entered in a double, it would throw an error as your program was running. Okay, so yes, very good. All right. Cool. And Alejandro is back there. And we'll go a few more on here and then we'll switch slide presentations. All right, this one you do have to come to the board to write it. Write the following mathematical equation in programming code. What? You can write it on a piece of paper too. If you don't want to come up here that bad, you can write it. You don't want to write it? Does someone else want to write that one? It's easy, right? Sure. I have been actually writing those down when people get them. So, except for yours in the back. What your name is? What is it again? Oh yeah, Jimmy. I know Jimmy. Okay. You want to try it? Go ahead, Lucia. I already wrote down some other points for you too. Let's see, this one was a 3-pointer, right? That's a 3-pointer. Yes. Though I shouldn't help you if you're going to get the points, but it's okay. Yeah.
I don't know how to write squared. I haven't had to do that. But, I mean, is it pretty close?
It's pretty close. You want to try it? Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Almost right. You're missing one thing. No.
No, it's the slash.
You need parentheses.
There, very good. Yes.
On that one,
Yeah, you need parentheses on the denominator.
How many
Split up
points
the
was that one?
points.
Because it's order of operations. It's important that you have parentheses on the denominator because your division goes left to right, division and multiplication, and it will only divide by 3 if there's no parentheses around that denominator. Okay. But you guys should be able to do that. Remember that you can for y squared, just put y times y. That's fine. Okay. Another way that you can write powers, we did do this when we did that math functions, just so we know. It is the math.pow function. And it will be like that. Or if you, well actually it'd be y times y, right? Or y to the second power. Okay. So the math.pow function, or if you just put y times y, that's still correct. You'd still get the right same result. But the parentheses is the important part. Wait, question? Oh yes, so if I were to write the whole thing out, I guess I should write the whole thing to kind of show you. So the bottom or the top would still look the same. So just remember that you have to put the actual multiplication symbol in there. And then parentheses are important. And then dividing. And then 3 times math.pow y squared, like that.
So y comma 2 is y squared.
Yeah, so it's y is the first argument. So these are its 2 arguments, so it's y to the second power. And actually most programming languages have a function that looks like this, with the same types of arguments. Okay? So for MATLAB and Maple, those math kind of programming languages do use the little caret symbol. Okay. And I just wrote it like that. All right. I think we can go a couple more times here. We still have lots of point values left. All right. So Alexander is back there. Okay, cool. And we're going back here to remember where I am. All right. So we got some code here. And then I ask you what's the output. A lot of your questions on your exam will be like these, you know. Being able just to read your code. And you can come to the board and write it, or you can write it down. I don't mind if you write this one. This one you might actually need one of those tables. Remember how we practiced our tables? I don't mind if you come to the board if you need to. To tell you the truth, usually I have to write some of these down too. You can write it down. Does anyone want to try this one? All right, Jason. Sum. I did not get that for sum, but we could check it. Does anyone else want to try an answer? Just throw out answers. Just kidding. Huh? No, it wouldn't be 3. Actually, I wrote it down. So, a lot of times, you know, remember that. To tell it to come here sometimes. Alright. Remember when we made our table? So, a lot of times, some of these you do have to make a table. It's hard to do it in your head.
Can I try it?
The table?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can try it.
I'm doing it on paper right now.
Yeah, sure. Come up here. So you remember you put your loop, you can even put your loop number, you know.
Start at 0, or was it 1? 0.
Well, it don't matter. The loop number you could get wrong. It doesn't matter what you start at. But get your numbers right. So
They both start at 0.
Yes.
And then it's true, you go in, and then it says to add number to sum,
Mm-hmm.
which would still be 0.
Good.
And then it says to add 3 to number,
Good.
and
Yes.
then you drop it.
Yes.
And then since number is still, wait. Oh, you did it the other way around. I'm doing it wrong this side.
You could do
Can
it
I
the other
change
way.
it?
Yeah, you can change it. And then change these around then. So put 3 over here. So this changed to a 3, remember? And that one stayed 0.
I think it was right the way it was, because some,
Yeah, so some stayed 0. Good. Okay, good.
and then since number is still less than 0, I mean still greater than 0 and less
Then
than
10.
then add number to sum, and then add 3 to number,
This was a 5-pointer, right? Yeah. And you'll see why it's a 5-pointer in a second.
and then
So.
number is still greater than 0 and less than 10, so add number to sum, 9.
This is, see how this comes in handy sometimes? Yes, write down your chart. Wait, is that right?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that'll
You're
be
wrong.
9,
9.
right? I think. Yeah,
Yeah, sorry.
it's okay. And that one will be 6, yes. Wait, did we?
I think. Number to sum. Sum.
Oh yeah, so
It
this
was-
will be a 9,
it was
right?
9.
Yeah, you're right.
Wow, this
Okay.
is gonna go on for. Okay, and then this number is still less than.
And remember to
Greater-
drop this down as a 9. Yeah. Okay, good.
It's still less than 10. Then 1. Add number to sum. Becomes 18. Becomes 12. And then it stops because now number is greater than 10.
If that were an and symbol,
Oh, if it was. Yeah, so I just keep going and going. Is it?
for infinite time.
Never end.
But I'm proud of you that you did this. And if that was an and symbol, it would stop right now. But what happens if it's the or symbol, which it is?
Just keep going.
It keeps going. And why does it keep going?
Because number is greater
Because
than
number
0.
is always greater than 10. Remember, only 1/2 has to be true. So actually, yeah, it does keep going. But it was good practice to write this down
So this is.
So what,
so we can
An
see what was
endless
happening.
loop.
It would be an endless loop
where does it say number is greater than 0?
right here.
I mean greater than 10.
Or less than or equal to 10. But because this is an or and not an and symbol, only 1/2 has to be true, not both halves have to be true. And so number will always be greater than 0, so you do get stuck in there. Yes. Because that Boolean statement will always be true. Okay? That was a harder one, yes. But remember to write down your chart like this with any kind of loop. Okay?
What Scantron did you want us to do?
I don't think we'll need a Scantron. If we do, I'll but I usually use the long ones. I think we're going to take it on the computer, to tell you the truth. It'll still be multiple choice. And we'll still do it in class. But I think I'm going to do it through Blackboard. I tried that last semester, and I think it worked okay.
So this is going to be
Oops,
on the
dang it.
computer, so we don't need it.
Yeah.
So if we forget,
As long as I get it working. Huh?
so we forget our pencils.
Yeah. I always bring extra, too, so no one has an excuse.
Everyone, keyboard. I like you testing keyboard.
Actually, we will have to be on these computers so that I can monitor, or right here where I can see. All right, Valerie. Which one do you want, Valerie? And there is one of each point value left, so we'll stay on this one.
4 points down basic.
Okay. All right, name the 3 types of errors that can appear in your program.
Syntax, logic, and runtime.
Yes, good. I can tell you studied. Good. Now remember, syntax are our spelling errors. Runtime are errors like divide by 0. They crash our program, giving the wrong input. And then logic errors, our program works, it just is the wrong answers. Okay. So good. Excellent. That was a 4-pointer, right? Actually, let's spin, then I can write at the same time. Gerardo is not here. Oh, you're Gerardo? Okay. See, I told you. Okay, so which one do you want?
Java knowledge, 4 points.
4 points. Right. Once we run out of point value, we'll go to the next one. All right, yes, this is a good one. This is one I always throw on the test, because we should know who invented Java.
He had a famous guy's last name or first name, I can't remember. I know you get confused with a famous guy, I can't remember his name.
And you know, there is a group of people, but he's given the credit for inventing it, because he was in charge.
The Caucasian male.
It is, actually.
Company, did I please say what company is it?
Actually, that might be one of the questions, too. I don't remember if I put that one on this one.
He had the last name of like some dude that came out of the notebook, Gosling something.
Yes, we give him half points. It is Gosling. His last name is Gosling. What's his first name?
James?
Oh, I heard it. Don't you?
I mean Jimmy?
No, it is James Gosling. Who invented C? Do you know who invented the C programming language? C is even almost, well, some people would debate, but I think C is almost more important than Java. Do you remember? Ritchie? Dennis Ritchie. So remember that. Dennis Ritchie invented C. He should be like one of the most famous people out there. All of our technology is built on the C programming language. Like everything. Yeah.
I remember that.
And nobody remembers. Okay, Guillermo is back there. Cool. Which one do you want? 1 point? Okay. Oh, I have to make it our slideshow. All right. These were in our first slides. But you can figure this one out. This is what, makes our program into a runnable. It makes that source code into something the computer can understand. Yes, it is the compiler. Okay, good. Our compiler in Java is called the Java C. When you go and look at him in the toolbox, that's his name. So good. And that was 1 point. Okay, Jonathan is back there. Cool. Which one do you want? What is it?
Going loopy.
Oh, okay. For 4?
2.
Oh, 2. Sometimes it's hard to hear up here. Which loop has to happen at least one time? Which one? Yes, it is our do while. Did he say do while? I'll believe it. Yes. It is our do while loop. And that was 1 point. Oh, 2 points. 2 points. Jonathan Cardozo, 2 points. Okay, Evelina. Okay, which one do we want?
Oh, I'm over here.
Oh, for some reason. Okay, Evelina, which one do you want? We still have one of each point category, so we're okay. So.
Java knowledge for 2 points.
Okay. All right. So what would be our output? This is testing the post increment and pre-increment operator. You can take a guess, just guess. What makes logical sense that would print out? I was going to print out 2 things, so.
Okay, yeah. So, it's gonna be 2 numbers, right? So 7 and 8? Or no, 5 and 7.
She got one of them right. Which one did she get right?
The top one.
It never prints out 7, actually. Now remember that, maybe we should have gone over this more, but the post increment operator happens after the variable is used. So it actually prints out 6, then changes it to 7. And then the pre-increment operator, the one on the bottom, happens then the variable is used. So it takes the 7, makes it 8, and then prints them out. So it actually prints 6 and then 8. The post increment operator happens after the variable is used. So in an equation it's used first, and system out print line it's used first, then it adds 1 to it. Where the pre-increment operator, this one down here, it adds 1, then it uses the variable. So
Wait, so wouldn't it the bottom one be 7?
no, because it's 6 up here. It's 6.
Oh, it's already
It prints out 6, and then it changes it to 7.
Right.
And then down here it changes it to 8, and then prints it out.
Got it.
Wait, so
It maintains the value throughout.
so for the first one it adds 1 to it to become 7.
Well, first it takes that variable and prints them out. So it throws them into the method print line, it prints it out, and then when he comes back, he turns to a 7.
Okay.
And then in the second, system out print line, he's already a 7, but the pre-increment operator makes him 8 first, then he goes to the print line and prints out 8.
How does it become a? I don't understand how it becomes an 8.
When it's in the statement, or it's in the.
Because he was 6 here and we added 1 to him, so he became 7.
Oh, so the second one uses the first.
Yeah, because these were sequential lines in a program. Yeah, that one's a little bit different. But it just tests, that what the pre-increment operator works before you use the variable and the post-increment operator works after you use your variable. All right, Andy. Which one do you guys want? We still have
Now,
2. Okay. All right, we got a branch down here at the bottom. Actually, I think this is the same branch that was in one of your labs. And you'll just determine whether it's true or false. So you got 50-50 here. These kind of questions, 50-50, right? And so these type of questions, plug in the numbers, right? Remember to look at the whole thing. It's actually false. I think it's false. Let's look at it.
Is that because the last one?
Yeah, this little exclamation point right here. So you look at this part. This is our, or statement. You look at the first part of the or statement. You plug 5 in. 5 is less than 10. True. I don't even have to look at the rest. Because if it's true or something, it's true. And then we come over here to this side. We plug count in. 5. 5 is greater than 0. That's true. So it's true and true, which is true. But then this guy is your not operator. It switches it. Okay. So remember to look at the whole thing. If it has one of these guys, it switches it. Okay, to false. Makes true false and false true. Remember, that's called your not operator. Right. Yes. All right. False. Okay. Let's go. Should we just switch slides now? Maybe. Well, there still is one of each point value on here. And maybe we could go to the second one. All right. Jimmy. We'll go to the next one here. What do you think? Random? Just let me close my eyes. Okay. 5 points. All right. Blank is a software that interprets your Java bytecode. What do you think? No.
Do I get points if I swoop and
Yeah, sure.
drop a virtual machine?
It is the Java virtual machine. Very good. Wait, what was your last name? It's...
Hernandez.
Oh, yeah. Very good, yes. Traditionally, this was always a hard question for people.
Call 911.
It's very good that he knew that. Okay. So just remember that when we compile it, we should know how these things compile. This is how modern programming languages work. Okay, we write our source code. This is our .java file. This is the readable, the one that we can read. It goes into the compiler, right? And what comes out is bytecode. So this one's in Java code, in English, more or less. This one's in bytecode, and this is your .class file. Then this .class file goes into the Java virtual machine. The Java virtual machine takes it, it compiles it the rest of the way, makes it an executable that we don't even get to look at, and it runs it in your console, or runs it, if it's a GUI, it runs the GUI, and it runs it. Okay? So that's how most modern programming languages work. They work with a virtual machine like that. And with the virtual machine, it makes it platform independent, so you can run it on your Mac and on your Linux and on any other computer. Actually, did you see that little picture right there? This is a good picture of it. Okay. better picture than what I drew there. All right. Cool. What time is it? I'll hurry things up a little bit here so we can finish. Get everyone in. Okay, Amy. Which one do you want, Amy? Wait, Amy. Oh, Amy. Okay. I'm like, I heard an Okay, which one do you want? Wait, which one? Oh, writing code, 3 points, right in the middle? All right. Now, it looks like a lot of code, but it's not that bad, okay? You enter in 1, 2, 3 when you run in this program. What's going to be your output? So just look at what the program's doing. And then read the variable names. You can figure it out. This one's not that bad. What do you think, Amy? Should we say, yeah, that's your answer? Yes, it would be 2. So notice that the variable names, actually, I left them nice and good variable names. It does this, actually, oh no, it does do it correctly. I was making sure we weren't doing int math, but we wouldn't be doing int math because the numbers on top are doubles. So it would add 1 plus 2 plus 3, which would be 6. 6.0 divided by 3 is 2.0. So yeah, it would give you your 2. Well, she should have said 2.0, right? Should we give her the points anyway? But it would be 2.0 because it is a double. Take off 1. All right. Going again. Rebecca. Cool. And let's see, we're on number 2 here. Which one would you like?
Good Java knowledge.
Cool. All right, this one, yeah, you got a 25% chance here. Consists of a set of separate programs for developing and testing your Java programs, each of which is invoked from a command line.
C, Java,
Yes, it is. That's your Java development kit. That's your toolbox. Very good. And these are all the tools that you have. There's a lot of them. We only use this one, really, and this one to run our Java programs. Okay, cool. Good job. Okay, Noelle. Noelle's here, right? Noelle is, yes. Okay. Which one would you like? Okay, cool. All right, now this is actually one of your book questions. So which statement is true? There's only one that's true. What do you think? It is A. Very good. Hopefully you didn't guess. Hopefully you knew that. Okay. So looking at this guy, if you ever get past this while loop, that means this had to be true. So if you ever get here in your program, this has to be true. Okay, why is B wrong? Count less than 100 is mostly true, but on the last loop iteration, when it becomes 99, and then it becomes 100, it's not less than 100 when it becomes 100. So on the last iteration of this loop. And then point C is, you know, it's always going to be greater than 100, greater than or equal to 100 at point C. When it leaves the loop, it will equal 100. Okay, count will equal 100. All right? So good. Okay, so Michael is here, yes. Okay. I don't know why I thought your name was something.
We'll go for the big points.
And that was 5 point, right? Which one?
Now, a little bit cooling for 5.
Okay, cool.
Oh, Jesus.
That's everyone's reaction when they see this. This is actually a book question.
Oh, my God.
Now, these are separate answers, see? So suppose you write the code to display can't get a driver's license if age is less than 16 and can get a driver's license if age is greater than or equal to 16. Which code blurb is correct? Do you remember this one?
So I'm just talking so it should be B. A for else, because if age is less than 16, we cannot else can get.
It is B, but it's not the right answer.
What?
It's also A. And it's also C, and it's also D.
But
Actually, they all do the same thing.
But I get the points, right?
You get one of the four. You get one.
Yeah,
of them.
but which is? It doesn't say which ones.
Yeah, which of the following code is correct? All of them. All of them are correct.
Oh my God. Okay.
That one is actually a book question. Yeah, they all do the same thing, just in a different way. And it looks kind of weird, but they all. B would probably be the best way to write it.
The best.
So I can give you a couple points there. It is the best way to write it, but they all actually do
No,
it.
I think it's just intimidating because it looks like the
It
whole
is a big
board
one.
is-
But you chose the five pointers I don't usually put on the test, so they are challenging. So yes. Okay.
But how can you have an if and an if statement after the?
Or you can. They're just separate. They're two separate if statements. But it performs the same logic. Plug age in there. If age is 15, it does tell you can't get a driver's license. Plug 16, it does tell you can get a driver's license.
Okay.
All right. Let's see here. We got to get through all these names. So Sarah. Sarah is over here. Yes. Okay. Go ahead. Which one do you want? How much? All right. Which of the following is the correct expression that evaluates to true if the number x is between 1 and 100 or the number is negative? Hey, this is one that you actually did on the, well, similar. Oh, wait. Yeah. Which one? I can't hear. Oh, B. Okay. First I thought she was saying D. No, B as in boy, right? Okay. Let's check it. So if x is between 1 and 100, true. Or x is negative. Yes, that is correct. So you just plug in some values. Plug in extreme values for x, even in your head. Say, oh yes, that does work. This one doesn't work, right? It's too many. You can't compare that many things. This one's using an and statement and not an or. Because it says or, the number is negative. This one's comparing too many things.
So this is how the test will look like, right?
Yes. I usually take questions right from this Jeopardy. You know, and they're right from your book. A lot of these are right from your textbook or from that test bank. You might have noticed some of these questions from the test bank. I don't try to do any kind of, except for the 5-pointers. We don't do the 5-pointers on the test. Okay, Travis B. Wait, Travis is not here? Okay. Okay. And Afalabi is... Which one would you like? Alright, so we got a loop. How many times will this code print welcome to Java? Yes, it will print 10. Sorry, I had to stare at it for a second. But it goes 0 to 9 because it stops at 9 because when it becomes 10 it stops. So it does print 10 times. Good. Remember when you're seeing how many times the loop iterates, you just look at the...
Wait, how is it not 9 again?
Oh.
How's it not 11? I thought it counts one more time. Wasn't there an example on the board? Where
Wait, which point value was it? It was... It was this one, right?
Writing code.
Oh, it was 4 points. Okay. So looking at it, it starts out at 0. It prints 1 at 0. Changes it to 1. Prints 1 at 1. Changes it to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It still goes in when it's 9. So that's 10 times. And then when it becomes 10, it fails because 10 is not less than 10. Okay? Yes, it is good to understand those. Okay? Good job, Asobo. And, oh, we already spun the wheel, right? So Jason gets to go. And you write down the points. Which one do you want, Jason? It did pick your name, right? Oh, I thought it was pointing to you. Oh, never mind. Okay, sorry. Working too fast here. I'm trying to get done. Haley Eagleton. Okay, cool. Awesome. Which one would you like, Haley? Let me write down Asobo's points. Or Afalabi's points. Afalabi, yes. Wait, which one? 1 point. Okay. Blank is the physical aspect of the computer that can be seen or touched. Starts with an H. What is it? Hard.
Oh, hardware. Sorry.
There, good. I'm like, you know. I know you know this one. Yes, it is your hardware. Remember, software is all the stuff that you... Or were you saying the question was hard? Just kidding.
No.
No, I'm just joking. No good. Remember, software is the stuff you can't touch. You're like, that's hard. Just kidding. Okay. Aaron is back there. Okay. Which one would you like? So this one here for 2. 1 byte has, yes, 8 bits. And we should know that because that is good knowledge. Aaron Gallego. Okay, Gurpreet is back here. Okay. Which one would you like?
I'll take the right code, 1 point.
What should you always do in your code that will make it readable but has no effect on your code and does not affect it when you compile it? You put it at the top of your program sometimes. What are those? I know you know this one.
I mean, I'm sure I know, but I just can't remember right now.
That's the
We'll take a guess. Or make you guess. What do you think?
I'm not sure.
What do you guys think? Everyone together?
Indent.
I guess you could do indent too. I was thinking comments. Oh yeah, and format it. I actually did put that answer.
Put it in the book. Yeah.
So if you format it right and then you or write comments in your code, it's good for you.
Didn't you all pad this button?
Huh?
Easier to go through, you all pad it.
Oh, right here?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do
I
that.
was just wondering.
Well, I have like a lot of programs.
Oh, yeah,
open.
never mind.
I should just close some of them.
Too late. I should have said something right.
I know.
I was just thinking about it right now.
Here, I'll close them right now. So, Donica is she here? Yes. Okay. Which one would you like? Yay, a 5-pointer, good. All right, actually, this is our dual for loop question. So how many times is the print line statement executed? So remember that this type of question won't be on your exam, dual for loops. We don't get to these till their second semester Java. This one is a harder one. What do you think? Want to take a guess? Does anyone want to take a guess? You want to take a guess?
Is it 100? Is it 10?
All right. So for our dual for loop, remember when you don't have to remember, you guys, unless you read it in the book. Every time the first for loop iterates, the second for loop completes itself. Okay? So the first time around, the second for loop happens 10 times. The second time around, that second for loop happens 9 times. The third time around, it happens 8 times. The fourth time around, it happens 7, then 6 times, and then 5 times, and then 4 times. So it's actually 10 factorial. 10 times 9, or 10 plus 9 plus 8 plus 7 plus 6 plus 5 plus 4. Okay? So it actually happens 45 times. Okay?
Wait, how's it not 90?
Let's see. 10 plus 9 plus 8 plus 7 plus 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I don't know. You add that up.
Yeah, never mind.
It should be 45.
Got it. I thought it was like.
Yeah, because you do 10, or 9 plus the 1,
I
yeah.
think I understood it.
All right. Cool. That one is harder, and we won't have dual for loops on the test. Okay. Again, reiterate that. Okay, Julia is back there. Good. Which one would you like, Julia? Some good Java knowledge for 4. All right. So this one you have to write the main method header on the board. You want to try it? You want to try it? You can write it on a piece of paper if you want. You want to try it? Go ahead and try it. Yeah. Your hand shot up. I believe you may know it. Remember, capitalization matters. Yeah, you can erase that junk. Or, if you're tall, you can just write above it. Now, usually would not make you memorize this ever, right?
I have a question.
Hmm?
So last time you said you added 10 plus 9 all to 1, right?
Yeah.
It's 55. Right?
Did I add it wrong?
It's 10 plus 9 plus 8 plus 7 all to 1.
Yeah. Actually, it is 55, yes. Okay, we'll change that one right now. Did you get it right?
He got most of it right.
What did he get wrong? Oh, the little bracket thingies.
Good enough, right?
It's okay.
That was a 4-pointer, right? We'll give you 3 points. What was your name again? It was... What's your last name again?
Hernandez.
Oh, yeah, Hernandez. Okay. Cool. It was mostly right, just the little bracket thing. Oh, and then what was that last question we had? It was, which one was it? It was... This one? No. I was going to correct that one. I guess I could correct it later. I'll correct it later. I'll scroll through and find it. All right. All right, Amanda is over there. All right, which one would you like? Okay. All right, we create a scanner object like that. What method do you use to read an int value? Yes, it is A. Yes, good. Everyone should know that. It is our A. All right. Yeah, I know. They start getting really big. Okay, Joseph. Okay. Which one would you like? All right. So we got some branching statements. What outputs produced by our following statements? Remember in these you just plug in your number, right? So what do you think? Yes, it would print just right. Wait, how many points was this one?
4.
Oh, it was 4? Okay. It's just right. All right.
What if I didn't right in the middle?
All right. Which one would you like?
For 5? Yeah, Go. Go for 5.
Okay. Risk takers. All right. What do you think here? You think? You want to answer? What do you think, Gabriel?
I'm just gonna go x is equal to 2.
Jason, what do you think? I saw your hand go up, Jason. What do you think? anyone else want to have an answer? Remember, this is a 5-pointer. And the answer is none of them. Actually, it's a compiler error. You can't use doubles in a switch statement. You can only use it with characters, integers, and strings. Okay? Yeah. So it's like a trick question. Yeah. You can't switch on a type double. And it's because Java has a problem with equality in doubles. Who is it going to be? Oh, yeah. Jason.
I guessed it.
Money on that name.
Okay.
We're going with the
Okay. All right, so we have an equation that looks like this, and we did go over the post or increment operator, but what do you think? I think this one was from your book too. Well, yeah, but the question is, what is x after evaluating the expression? So what is the value of x? Like if I were to print out x, what would he be?
Faster?
What would it be?
10?
It would be 10.
Yes.
Why would it be 10? Yeah, after evaluating the expression, it would actually be 10 still. Do you know why it would be 10, Gabriel?
Guessing because it pronounces the X verb.
He guessed it because he guessed it.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I remember this from the quiz, that's why.
Yeah.
So,
But why is he 10 still? Do you know why?
Because he prints out the X before it subtracts the 1.
No. He prints it out after. It's because it does something called short circuit evaluation. If the first expression is true, if the first expression inside of an AND statement is false, he doesn't even look at the second one. He never gets there. So he never subtracts 1. And that's called short circuit evaluation. A lot of programming languages do this, some don't. Okay, so you can use this. They use it as a tool like this. If y is greater than 10, then it does subtract 1 from x. But if that's false, it never even gets to the second expression. It never subtracts 1.
okay.
I think that counts as a guess. All right. Now everybody went, right? I didn't skip anyone. Okay, cool. You know what I'll do? It is noon already. So I'll post these slides. I'll correct that one and then I'll post them. Okay, and study. If all goes well, if we're putting the test in, we'll take our test on Monday. Okay, email me any questions. The videos will be posted probably today, if not tomorrow. Okay. In fact, this one I gotta stop recording actually.